Thank you for being here. My name is Nick Rama. I'm with the Office of Development here at SUNY New Paltz, and I'd like to introduce to everybody President Don Christian.
This is so great to have students be part of this ceremony today because you're why we do all the things that we do. So I'm delighted that you're all here. My role today is very brief. I'm introducing Mr. Dave Lint, who's the executor of the estate for Audrey Sheppard. Dave Lint grew up in New Paltz, went away someplace else to college.
Yeah.
Came back to New Paltz, had a long career in management with IBM. Worked for a number of years as the town supervisor in New Paltz, was a county legislator, and has been very, very involved in historic Huguenot Street. And he's going to say a few words about the Sheppard family, I believe. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
Got to keep it short, so I wrote it ahead of time. First, I want to recognize Nick Rama for all the help he has been making this day possible. Thank you. I got to know Doug and Audrey shortly after they moved to New Paltz. So I didn't play golf or poker. I did play bridge. We had a couples bridge club that played monthly, and they were quickly added as regular participants. Doug was also a charter member of a men's duplicate bridge group that started in 1965. Playing bridge every 2 weeks, mostly 3 tables at members' homes, and we continue to play today, though I'm the only original member. Over 50 plus years, we've had many college participants. Professors Dave Heiler, Lake Igo, Al Marks, Bill O'Neill, and many others. Later, Audrey started a yearly bridge marathon to support the study couple. Doug and I were also members of the Pulse Club, and we were members of the Reformed Church. Audrey and Doug opened their house to many students, and some of whom, where are they? Are here today, okay? And they continue to keep close contact with Doug and Audrey, coming and visiting them on a regular basis and helping them out ever since. Doug organized my 50th birthday party. One year, I got Doug to help me coach the Little League team that had my son, Paul, who was the catcher. We were not championship caliber, and Doug was not patient. One game, after my son had left 3 consecutive pitches go to the backstop, Doug said, "That's enough," and left. Doug and Audrey asked me to be their power of attorney and also handle their wills as executor. And if Doug died first, to look after Audrey, which I did, allowing her as much in control as she could handle. I could go on with stories, but I think the best recollection of them is that they were a couple who, after the devastating death of their 2 children, their 2 boys, hopefully under 2, were able to build a life in New Paltz, supporting and teaching youth, which has continued today by the Douglas Sheppard, Douglas Stephen Sheppard, and Jeffrey Hamilton Scholarship Fund to support athletic student travel that we are establishing today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The Sheppards are very special people. We'd like to now invite Stuart Robertson to say a few words about what this money is going to mean to the athletic programs here at SUNY New Paltz.
Back in 2011, a parent of a SUNY New Paltz athlete decided that he was so impressed by the experience that students had here that he suggested the idea of what can we do to support students in their travel and the experiential learning that comes with it. And the travel fund in its concept was born. He was the principal donor at the time, and he enlisted a couple of people to support him, and he always felt that it was really important. Earlier this spring, when Nick called me and mentioned the possibility of this gift from the Sheppard family, it gave me pause to think, because I had an opportunity to work with Doug when Doug was here, and I got to know Audrey. I remember when this building was built, in the bench, because they never would sit on that bench. They wouldn't even think about sitting. They had approached us about wanting to walk the track. And they came in for the first time to look at this building. For Doug, it was kind of special because he had always felt that it was that New Paltz was deserving of a facility like this. And then for Audrey, she was just so proud, because she was so proud of what all students did. They came to games, they came to contests, they followed everything that we were doing. And if you ever shook hands with Doug, you always knew that he was a golfer, because it was a firm grip. And he got very close to you when he talked to you. And he wanted to make sure that he was understood. The other thing that I remember was that after Doug passed away, it would have been easy for Audrey to kind of fade into the shadows. And if anything, she kept coming forward. She came to all of our athletic ceremonies at the end of the year. And I think the most touching part was each year she gave me a handwritten note that thanked me for the wonderful ceremony on behalf of the students and how proud she was of the students. This fund will enable our student athletes to have the privilege to compete against nationally and regionally ranked teams, to travel to foreign countries, to experience something else that makes New Paltz special. New Paltz has a history in terms of international travel. It has a history in terms of that connection and that diversity, and we're so thrilled that this gift will enable us to be able to do that and to find a way to do that. When I was thinking about what I would say today, I guess I'll close with this and say that, you know, I've always been told that no one is perfect. But in my knowledge of Doug and Audrey, and knowing how they came to New Paltz, and how, you know, if you knew them, they never ever really talked about their sons. And I'll never forget one time that I saw Doug stand and announce to people that when he looked at New Paltz and he looked at the student athletes, he thought of his sons. And I think that that is a fitting tribute, that they would give this gift in honor of their sons. Because in all of you, they saw something that was perfect. Whether they knew you or not, they have created a legacy that I think will only enhance our opportunities that we provide to you as student athletes. Thank you.
All the folks here. I'm sorry we don't have enough grape juice, sparkling grape juice for everybody. But if you have a water bottle, we're going to say a toast right now in honor of the Sheppards and in honor of this fund. For those of you who don't know, and we're going to have a photo opportunity. This gift is going to create an endowed fund for travel for student athletes, so they can travel. Just as Mr. Robinson said, the gift is $310,000. The gift is $310,000, and we are so grateful. Okay, did everybody get one? Come on, everybody.
And to raise your hand in honor and in memory of Doug and Audrey Sheppard and their commitment and their love for SUNY New Paltz and New Paltz athletics.
You're here.